Good evening, everybody, and happy Saturday, fellow gamers, friends, Mario enjoyers. I hope everybody's been enjoying all the matches going on throughout this past week on SpeedGaming for the Super Mario Bros. 3 PointsPalooza 2025 tournament, organized by the one, the awesome, Gungeon Lover. And as a reminder of how our roster is shaped up, we have 12 runners total participating, each of which were shuffled in 3 groups of 4. So tonight we'll be proceeding with Game 2 among the Group A runners, and joining Stewie and brocis in that same respective group is Sakali and Disaster Caddy. So Stewie and brocis will be facing off against each other, and I do believe that this will be the second race for both of them. Now, these are 2 runners whose skill I have gotten to know over the course of several years, perhaps roughly around the time I even started, and I know they're both excellent, incredibly knowledgeable, and I know they're going to put on a great show. And who am I, you might ask? Seriously, who is this guy, chat? I'm Teeks88. Hi. Hello. I might have played this game once. Nice to meet you. So the way it's going to work, for those who may not know, is that beyond just competing in a Warpless speedrun, each player is going to be tasked with completing a set of specific objectives in each world, some of which are strictly execution-based and others are a bit more RNG-heavy, and more of that is going to lean on the sub-pixel luck when it comes to wall clips. So we could certainly go over those in detail as the race develops. So strap in, it's going to be a fun one. And it looks like they're off. So yeah, first off, we're going to be starting with 1-1. Looks like Stewie's run started, and it looks like I think brocis is just a little bit behind just with the differences in connections. So we'll sync up the timers as soon as he begins the run. Looks like he has now. So yeah, the first point we're going to be coming across is 1-2p speed. And we were just talking about sub-pixel stuff, and that's certainly going to be necessary as far as just running up the bases of these hills and then just making sure that those arrows fill in time. And doesn't look like Stewie was able to get it. So we'll see if brocis is able to follow up on that and maybe score a very early advantage. Meanwhile, Stewie's going to be joining us in in the first fort. That's going to be where we get our second point. And brocis was able to get the early P speed, very nice. So Stewie's going to stop in for the fire grab, and then yeah, this next point he's just going to clip into this wall that's going to be coming up where we would normally get the warp whistle, and that clip is going to take him straight to Boom Boom. So he has 3 tries to get that clip. Otherwise, yeah, he's just going to have to move on. So we got 1 attempt, and 2 attempts, and 1 more. No luck, so he's just going to have to bail. So yeah, he's going to have to go to that spike room, and yeah, he'll have his passageway to Boom Boom, and that'll be that. Ooh, and I couldn't tell if that was intentional or not, but yeah, brocis was able to despawn the dry bones in the process, so... Okay, it looks like brocis got that 3rd try, so that pretty much counts. So yeah, brocis is up 2, but we still have a whole lot of game to play. So we'll be looking forward to seeing how this shapes up. So Stewie was able to keep on to his fire flower. There's no need to damage boost the way you ordinarily would when you have a tail, because you have, you know, your ideal speed mechanics. So yeah, they're both going to do a normal slide, and they'll proceed through the rest of 1-5 as normal. Okay, and it looks like we're all syncing up now with our timers. Very nice. So yeah, this next point coming up, we're going to be entering 1-6. So that's going to be the last opportunity we'll have in World 1 to score something. So both of these players are going to be grabbing the shell at the beginning of this of 1-6. They're going to carry that red shell to the end, and then they're going to kick it while in midair, and then try to snipe out that last green Koopa that's right before the level card. So we have brocis. He gets it. So that's he gets that point. Very nice. We'll see if Stewie can follow up. Got a bit of a late P-speed build, but yeah, he chucks it, and he gets it. Very nice. We would love to see that. 2 1-6 shell to shells. Alright, so they're both clearing up their bro fights. They're going to get their obligatory star. And doesn't look like brocis was able to get the the throne jump, and neither was Stewie. So yeah, this is one thing that this is something that you can accumulate over the course of the run. When you're in the throne room, you have a 2-frame window in most cases to just press the A button and just get a jump that's like puts you like 1 or 2 pixels in midair. And if you get 5 throne jumps, that scores you 1 point. And if you're able to get all 7 between worlds 1 through 7, that's going to be 2 points. So basically, whether it's a 2-frame jump or a 1-frame jump is going to be dependent on your acceleration frames. So in most cases, it's going to be a 2-frame window, but the only exception is when you grab an orb from a fortress. And that really just only applies with Worlds 6 and 7, although potentially for whether or not you go directly from the fort or you fight a Hammer Bro beforehand. So it looks like brocis was able to get his clean fire kill on with a 244 on the in-game timer. Very nice. And Stewie follows up with a 245. Okay, not a bad World 1 from either of them. Alright, so we're going to be proceeding with World 2. So yeah, we're going to have 3 more points that we can accrue here. Yeah, and it's going to be starting off with the first level in World 2, 2-1. And what both of these runners is going to want to do is clip into that section that's underneath the note blocks, where those, that purple pipe platform thingy is, where the fire snake is. And just like the fortress, you're going to have 3 attempts to get it. And otherwise, you'll either have to bail or you'll have to clip on your 4th try or however many you want to persist with. So, ooh, looks like brocis was able to take a little bit of damage. Yeah, we want to get away from that fire snake. Very scary. And brocis was not able to get it. We'll see if Stewie gets it first try. So yeah, he's closing the gap. So it's now only 3-2 in terms of score. So yeah, our next point is going to be coming up next in level 2-2. So both of them are going to want to slide down the hill right in the beginning. And they're going to be wanting to face left and just let that forward momentum just carry them to the end of the level, more or less. It looks like Stewie, I couldn't tell if he just bailed early or like there was some sort of attempt where he just wanted to just get to the level. But it looks like brocis bailed partway as well. I guess he just didn't trust his forward speed or his A release for the platforming. So that's okay. That's definitely one of the harder points to get in this points tournament. So, okay, so pretty much the remainder of World 2 is going to be the same as a typical Warpless run. So, yeah, they're going to be playing through the fortress pretty normally. And then they'll play 2-3, they'll play the Angry Sun level. They'll have their choice of whether they want to get the music box or not. Of course, they're going to want to get the hammer. And, yeah, they'll make their way through the rest of World 2, and then the last point they'll be able to get is right on the airship, so we'll talk about that as that time comes. But yeah, Stewie is able to carry his fire flower to the Boom Boom, so he's able to squeeze out an extra 3 seconds over brocis, so he does have a slight time advantage. Yeah, actually, let me just switch to his audio, since he's the one in the lead. Sorry, I gotta be on top of this a little bit better. Okay, so Stewie's going for Green Rocket. Will brocis follow? And he does. All right. So we have 2 Green Rockets very cleanly, toss that shell, clear the path for themselves. We have 2 287 pipes. That's what you like to see. It's all good. Oh, and it looks like Stewie's going to take the post 2-3 early Dom box. So, yeah, it's right in his way, and yeah, I mean, in a race, it's a perfectly safe strategy to it can only do you some favors depending on how you decide to route it, and it's also a good safety measure in case you want to avoid the potential for runaway bro in World 3. Sometimes you get absorbed into the action, exactly, Gungeon, and that's exactly what happened here. Alright, so it looks like they're both going to be taking the 2-4 route. That's ordinarily what you want to go for in a typical Warpless run, because it is actually 1 second faster than going through 2-5. So, love to see that. Oh, that's a relief that the hammer just moved upward past the pyramid, so brocis didn't have to go chasing him down. And it looks like Stewie will have similarly good RNG as well. Oh my goodness, that boomerang. Yeah, just barely short of that jump. And yeah, once again, they're only a couple seconds apart. So yeah, it looks like brocis has a slightly loud now by a couple of seconds. We'll see if that changes as they make their way through the pyramid. And they're both going to be without fire. But thankfully, you don't really need it for this level, and they'll both be able to re-grab the fire on the airship. Speaking of which, I think that now would be a good time to discuss that. So the last point that we're going to get in World 2 is directly on the airship. So basically, they're going to be wanting to stay right in the front of that auto-scroller, and then they're going to want to bump the block as soon as it's loaded, that question block. And they want to glitch it out so that they can get it to turn green as they are grabbing their fire flowers. And what's particularly difficult about this is, especially if you're playing on a CRT, it could potentially be a little bit cropped at the top, so you kind of have to bump the question block while you can't even see it when it's like still off screen, at least from their perspective. For us, we could probably see it because, you know, capture card captures everything. Yeah, it's funny to mention that, Gungeon, because we were actually just discussing that in the Discord a little while ago. But in Stewie's match with Disaster Caddy a couple of days ago, somehow Mario was able to phase right through the Boomerang Bros boomerang. But it didn't look like that was the case here, so he must have swapped out cards. But yeah, Stewie was able to get the green block. You'd love to see that. I couldn't tell if brocis was able to get that. Yeah, sorry, I think my eyes were just on one of the two players. But I think... Okay, they both got it? Very good. Okay. Thank you, Nisalt. I try to my best to observe everything, but, you know, I'm only human. But yeah, they both got pretty clean fire kills, so yeah, they're only a couple seconds apart. Like, barely even like 4 or 5 seconds, so really like to see that. Okay, 28 fade out on brocis side. 33. Okay, so yeah, 5-second difference. Alright, so, yeah, once again, we're going to have 3 points that we can accrue in World 3. And they're both, pretty... The first two are actually pretty early in the, in this world. Ooh, and brocis got the frame-perfect jump, going into 3-1, so he was able to save just like a small handful of frames. Yeah, it's not necessarily a point, but it's always very swaggy to see. Always very satisfying to get. Alright, so yeah, this next point we're going to be coming up is in level 3-3, where they're going to want to damage boost in either the prior level or that particular level, and then just grab the fire flower from the question block, so... Yeah, we'll see where they decide to damage boost and how they're going to make their way through 3-2. Definitely one of the scarier levels in pretty much any category for SMB3. So yeah, we're just going to damage boost right there at the plant at the end. And Stewie's taking some safety fire flowers. That's I remember seeing him do that in his match with Caddy, so very interesting strategy. I don't really see anybody else doing that. Ooh, looks like Stewie got a little bit of hitbox shenanigans with that cheap. And brocis goes for that fire grab, and he keeps the P-speed. Very nice. That's pretty much the objective. You want to do more than just get that fire flower. You also want to carry that speed forward towards the end of the level. Even if you don't keep P-speed at the end, just as long as you're able to get it while you're jumping off that block. That's the important part. Alright, so... let's switch audio one more time to brocis. Ooh, brocis gets door 3. Just as I turn my head and I see him just fading right into the boom boom room. What a gamer. And yeah, that is a frame perfect trick right there. Yeah, there's a 50 frame window between when you press up to enter the door and the second up press to re-enter it. And Stewie gets the door 3. You'll love to see that. Keeping it close. Beautiful job from both of our runners. They're absolutely killing it in this early game. And yeah, we can see Stewie is going after the potential runaway bro, the star. We in the community like to call him Ronnie, so got to chase down Ronnie just so he doesn't scam us and we don't have to get stuck playing 3-6 or maneuver our way around it to get to 3-8. All right, so brocis is able to avoid the runaway bro. So he's just going to proceed forward with his cloud to 3-8. And he's able to avoid getting eaten by the boss bass, so he will be going hungry tonight. And Stewie is really not far behind at all, so yeah, really just a bro fight in a level. So yeah, we got two runners that are safe from runaway bro, so you'll love to see that. And it's especially important that they don't get scammed by runaway bro, because you don't want to be taking any intentional deaths in order to just keep the run going. Because there is an incentive just to get through the run without dying. We do have a deathless point towards the end of the run. Oh, and brocis taking a bit of a pit stop in 3-9 to grab that fire flower. Yes, I suppose I do have a bit of a reputation for being the patron saint of door 3, so maybe it's a sign that I happen to be commentating tonight and they both happen to get it. It's like I'm transferring my power to them. All right, so no H jump from either of the runners, but that's perfectly fine. Oh, but I don't think Stewie meant to take damage off that Koopa, so yeah, cut it a little too close as he was trying to make his way into that pipe. So yeah, our final point in World 3 is going to get is going to be right here in the beginning of the airship. So basically, you want to do some bounces off these rocky wrenches and these bullet bills, and you want to get a combo so that you get 4 1-ups out of all of them. brocis was very close, but yeah, he was just short too. And he took some double damage along the way, so that's definitely pretty rough to see. So we'll keep fingers crossed that they'll be able to have safe passageway through Wendy. So it's Stewie's turn. Is he going to go for it? And he did. It looks like he did his stomps a little too early. So the Rocky Wrenches didn't spawn in time for him to keep the combo going. So none of them will get the 4-up point this time around. Yeah, way too early, unfortunately. All right, so brocis is going to be the first one into the Wendy fight. We'll see how that goes. Got 1, and 2, and 3. Very nice. All right, so he's got a 1629 wand grab on the dot. All right, and as brocis is just transitioning over to get to World 4, we could do a rundown, a little summary of what's gonna happen in World 4. So once again, we have 3 points that we can accrue here, and our first one is going to be in level 4-2. So we'll have a frame perfect jump we could do right in the beginning, as we saw it with brocis doing 3-1. You want to do 1 frame jump while you're in midair, just spawning into the level, and that's going to count as a point. So we're just going to take a pretty pedestrian path through 4-1, and we'll see if either of our runners are able to get it. Put the fries in the bag, Wendy. Oh, no. Oh, unfortunately, yeah, brocis was a little too aggressive when he was trying to maneuver past that big Koopa. It looked like he was trying to go for a backup mushroom just for safety, and yeah, it was a little too aggressive there. So he's unfortunately going to miss that deathless point at the end of the run. So this actually gives Stewie a 1-point advantage for the time being, so it's technically 6-5 at this point. And with that being said, looks like we closed the gap quite a bit. Brocis was not able to get the frame perfect jump. We'll see if Stewie's able to follow up, and he does not. Yeah, that's another really difficult trick to go for. Yeah, those frame perfects, they're no joke. All right, so we're going to be coming up on. We get an early Claudio fight from Brocis. So, and Stewie gets the early Cloud as well. Yeah, it's especially exciting for us as runners, just because there's always that potential for the Cloud to run away, and you got to kind of chase him down as you make your way towards the end of the world. And there's always that potential where you have to like maneuver around either with your music box, or you're forced to fight a bro that you don't really need, like the star. Or sometimes they switch positions. It can just be just a mess. But yeah, 4-3 is definitely one of my favorite levels to play, and I'm sure it is for many of you as well. Everything, just the platforming, is just so aesthetically appealing and just really satisfying to play. So, great job from both of them. So we're going to be coming up on our next point here in level 4-4. So the objective here is going to be to get a 282 on the in-game timer by the time they reach the pipe, making their way towards the goal. So Brocis is taking a strategy that I saw a lot of other runners doing as well, where he equips a P-wing right at the beginning, and then he's going to use that initial acceleration boost to give himself a bit more of a smooth time getting out of there. Stewie was just a couple frames too late, so Brocis gets the 284, he gets the 281. Alright, so that's going to be another point right there. So yeah, in spite of what the scoreboard looks like, there's still only a 2-point spread between them, so there's still a lot that can happen that can really change things around. So once again, just a big applause to both of our runners for putting on a great show and just really keeping it close. Yeah, we see Brocis doing a little bit of backup strats in 4-6 because he doesn't have that fire flower, but he'll have the opportunity to grab it here in the fortress coming up. And it doesn't really lose that much time, those backup strats, maybe like a second or two. So it looks, yeah, the last point that we're going to get in World 4 is right here in this fort. So basically, this one's called the Bone Crusher, so really all you have to do is just make sure you stomp on those dry bones, all of them at least once, and that's pretty much it. So it's very fun, very cozy, not really much more complicated than that. And with that being said, looks like Stewie is able to get him a bit of a time lead just because he didn't have to pit stop for that fire flower. And doesn't look like either of them have gotten any throne jumps at this point. Alright, so Stewie boards the airship at 21:18. Versus 28. So yeah, only a 10-second difference between them. So yeah, very good race so far. Really like to see that. And I know that there was some discussion in chat about potentially having some dad jokes ready and waiting in the wings. So if anybody in chat got some for us, definitely do your duty and share with the class. And I know that a very common signature move for Stewie is to get the 69 coins, but it already looks like he went into the airship with 80 plus. So I'm sure he must have been in shambles at that point. The people demand the dad jokes. When did people start using their trampolines more? Springtime. Bro, can you pass me the leaflet? Bro, sure. What do astronauts do before their surprise party? They plan it. I love it. No, guys, no getting the hook. No getting the hook. This is a pro dad joke channel. This is a safe space for dad joke enjoyers. All right. With that being said, yes, Stewie is able to get a very clean fire kill off of Iggy. So, yeah, you really like to see that. So he's going to get it some extra time just from that and extend his lead just by that small margin. All right. So, yeah, the beginning of World 5 is going to proceed as we normally do in a Warpless run. So, yeah, it's going to be yeah, pretty pedestrian up to this point, up until we get to the Twisty Castle, the tower. Yeah, fun little trivia. The tower is actually not a level or a fortress. It's actually just a very elaborate pipe transition, and that's actually going to be where we see our first point. Yeah, once we get to the Twisty Castle, we're going to see what's called a pipe glitch. I know that in the community, for some reason, we called it the Sunday sequence break. All right, so looks like both runners took pretty much the normal route through 5-1. Nobody's using any P-wing routing. I know that brocis used his pretty early, so I don't think he really had a choice in the matter. Yeah, we get some very clean sliding strats in the upper section of 5-2. Very clean from both of our runners. Yeah, and if I remember correctly, I think that Stewie was able to get the Dom box in World 1-2 in World 2. So he'll have the opportunity just to box these two bros and skip the ones on the ground if he feels so inclined. Although, if I do remember correctly, I think he ended up fighting those bros anyway, just so he can get the extra P-Wing and Star. I know he's especially interested in getting those P-Wings, so he doesn't have to worry about, dealing with a wall jump in 6-9 or dealing with the clip in 7-6. So, very interesting to see his strategy here. And I don't think we saw either of the two ground bros switch, so yeah, it makes sense that he got the P-Wing. By default, between the two bros, the P-Wing is always the one at the bottom. Alright, meanwhile, we see brocis. He's going to go for the P-Wing as well. I don't think we saw a switcheroo on either of them. Alright, so... Oh, they did switch, and he did get the star. Okay, that was something I didn't see. So Stewie gets the first try Sunday sequence break, the Twisty Castle pipe glitch. That's actually a pretty common signature move of his in the randomizer, and just I know he's has a reputation for being the swag man in any case. So for some reason, it just doesn't surprise me too much that he got it, but it's always really fun to see that. And in this particular context, he's going to be rewarded for it. All right, and yeah, just as a reminder, each runner does have 3 attempts that they can make at the pipe glitch. And yeah, basically you want to time your A press so that you're like right at the very edge of where that thwomp is, and then just position yourself so that Mario's feet just line up with the top of the lip of the pipe. It's I think it's less subpixel dependent and more specific on just your exact position as you're hitting that pipe at a certain speed. Ooh, took a bit of a damage, but that's okay. I couldn't tell if Stewie got the early P speed, but I'm going to assume from the 291 that maybe that wasn't the case. But yeah, the next point is going to be coming up in 5-7, so he's going to equip his star, and you want to carry the invincibility frames over to the special question block that's coming right up, and he's going to want to spawn that pipe right there. I mean, sorry. He's going to want to use the invincibility frames from that star to open up that question block and spawn a star. Because under ordinary circumstances, that would otherwise be a coin block. Okay, so brocis is going with a pretty common strategy that's was used in one of the previous points tournaments, where you use a star to pretty much rub the wooden blocks, and then that can manipulate your P meter in such a way that you get that early P speed before you reach the bumping wood pillar. So brocis is going to get that early P speed. And Stewie just barely missed the special block by like a frame in 5-7. So we'll see if brocis is able to get it here. And it looks like he took that intentional damage boost, so he has the regular Big Mario mechanics going into this level. So that was smart on his part. Yeah, I saw a lot of runners develop that pipe rub strat as they're coming up from that upper plateau. So yeah, I saw a couple of the finish runs doing it, and we saw it here today. So really glad to see that it's been working well for everybody. We see a little bit of blink and tilt here from Stewie. Yeah, Stewie's still ahead by about a level, so yeah, we'll switch over to him. Oh, and brocis goes for the pipe swag in 5F2. That does not reward you any points, and it's pretty easy to go for every single time, but yeah, he's doing this for the people. Ooh, and Stewie gets the silver block in the World 5 airship. Yeah, more commonly you'll see if you bump that question block, it usually turns brown, and we like to call it the poop block. But I think there's like a 1 or 2 frame window where it'll glitch and turn into the silver. So some consider it bad luck, some consider it good. I'll leave that up to you to decide. So yeah. brocis was able to really catch up on some points in World 5. So, yeah, in spite of what the scoreboard looks like, it's worth a reminder that, yeah, brocis did indeed take a death, so he won't be able to get the deathless points, so Stewie was able to get 1 point from that. And if he's able to maintain his lead and get first place, he gets another 2 points from that, so it's actually still very, very close in the grand scheme of things. So, technically speaking, it's actually more closely. It's more accurately like 10-9. Yeah, unfortunately, there was a bit of an incident in 4-1 where he was trying to go for the mushroom grab as a backup because he went into the level small and just aggressively tackled that the big green Koopa a little too hard, so wasn't able to land that stomp, and yeah. All right, so yeah, we're going to be coming up on our next set of points here in World 6. We have a total of 4 that we can accrue here. So our first one is going to be definitely one of the swaggier ones in this rule set. So you're going to go for a floor kill in the Boom Boom fight. So basically, you want to get an early stomp on him, either from the left or the right. It doesn't really matter. And if you know the precise position that you want to manipulate him with, you can guide him so that he flies underneath the floor, and then when he tries to fly upwards, he hits Mario's feet and just kind of yeets himself into the ground and just kind of explodes into the orb. So it's not really something you would commonly see in a run, just because the star kill is faster. But yeah, you guys will get to see what I mean. Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, it looks like Stewie's Boom Boom was in position to fly underneath and really get that floor kill, but I think that Stewie kind of hesitated on where he was going, and then once he realized that he was a little too far left, he tried to follow up with him, and then I think just had a bit of a surprise moment when he just tried to got a little too close for comfort. Yeah, that's in most cases when you're practicing it, it's really not that bad. But in a race, you can have some unexpected shenanigans happen with Boom Boom. You can never really be too sure he's going to do exactly what you want him to do. I know that some partners have said that there were some consistent setups, but more or less, I tend to just stick to what I know and hope for the best. But yeah, brocis was able to get that floor kill. Very nice. And yeah, with that being said, Stewie will not be able to get the Deathless point. But he is still ahead on time. So there's technically only a 2-point gap between them right now, so still quite a bit of stuff to cover as we make our way into the end game, or the latter half of the game. So Stewie has some pretty good RNG right now. He's going to get that early cloud fight. You can tell which one is which by which direction they're facing as the overworld music starts. And Stewie, turn off your notifications! Sorry. And yeah, the one that faces right at the beginning of the overworld music is the one that has the star. So you have a pretty good idea of which ones to avoid and which ones to go for. Looks like Stewie got the Kurumpaku, but the objective here was to get the 389 exit pipe, and it doesn't look like it was the case here. So he's going to be moving on. brocis was able to get the 389. So that's going to be another point for him. Alright, we find our way over to 6F2. In the rando community, we like to call this Alaska. And yeah, Stewie has a very clean passageway through, and yeah, it looks like brocis is able to get that nice early P-speed as well. No bonks, no nothing. Love to see it. Great job from both of our runners. Very good for it. Alright, so coming up, we're going to have our next point. So we're going to want to grab the level card at the end of 6-8 with an in-game time of 293. And it looks like, based on what I saw from the P-meter, it looks like Stewie's on pace to get it. So, I don't... Oh, no! Yeah, it's hard to tell if the delay in frames that you get from damage boosting counts towards against your in-game timer, so... It doesn't look like it's going to be the case here. It looks like the damage actually delays the IGT. Stewie tried to go for the wall jump here. So 2 tries. And 3rd try. And here we have brocis coming in full force with the P-wing. Able to catch up that little bit of time, so yeah. He's able to close that gap quite a bit, so yeah, on time they're both, it's still very much anybody's game. And Stewie's, the Fire Flowers that he got from the card game in World 3 is going to be coming in use here. So yeah, he wanted to be Small Mario as he went for that wall jump because I think it extends the timing window for the, Ooh! Ooh, brocis got the point in 6F3. He was able to get the free perfect jump out of the elevator door. Yeah, it actually doesn't save you any time, but it is swag and it does count towards the points. So he's out to full clear in World 6. It's been working out really well for him. And Stewie gets, I believe, his first throne jump of the run. Unfortunately, I don't think at this point it's going to be enough for him to get any throne jump points. But yeah, he did come directly from 6F3, so he was a one-framer gamer in this moment. So yeah, after a very successful World 6 on brocis' side as far as the points go, he is able to extend his lead on score. But there's still a lot that can happen between World 7 and 8, so we'll keep our eyes peeled. And yeah, Stewie will able to gain some time if he's able to get a clean fire kill on Lemmy. Yeah, it's always a really good feeling to go into this airship when you have the Fire Flower. brocis is doing his best to avoid the flames, and he's able to grab a mushroom right here. Alright, so we'll see how this Lemmy fight goes. Oh, and he's gonna go for the Ride the Lemmy strat. Or at least he was going to, but then he got booted off pretty early. but that's okay. And we see Stewie was facing right. It looks like he was trying to do his subpixel manipulation for a low value, somewhere between 0 and 6 maybe. I know that he most recently defaulted back to what he was more comfortable with, which was the duck clip in 7.1. I didn't see any single pixel movement on Stewie's side, so I don't know if he knows what subpixel he's going to be on. But I would imagine that he's probably going to do the double rub manipulation, so he has a wider range of values that will guarantee him first try. I know that strategy was really explored a lot by Gungeon. And Stewie's able to get it first try. So Stewie's going to be awarded with that point. Alright, so for the 7.1 clip, you have up to 3 tries in order to get that point. And that doesn't look like brocis is going to be able to benefit from that one, unfortunately. Yeah, he had that really early first jump, and with every other attempt moving forward, it's pretty much RNG what subpixel he's going to be on, so... Meanwhile, we see Stewie getting a very clean pipe entry in 7-2. Once again, we're going to be doing some more clipping. So, and again, he's going to have up to 3 tries to get this wall clip in order to get the point. Oh, and it doesn't look like he's gonna get it. Stewie inspired the research on the double rub tech. That's actually 100% true, Gungeon. I remember it was in September of 2023. Stewie actually visited me for to do some co-op runs for multiple categories of SMB3, including Speedrunners Edition. And I saw during one of his practice sessions, he was pretty much brute forcing different manipulations that you can do for 7.1. And I know among the strategies and approaches he took, it was the double rub strat. So big shout outs to him for coming up with a lot of those ideas. And to Gungeon for expanding on it as well, and doing the full force investigation. And yeah, unfortunately I miscount on how many attempts it took for brocis, so we'll see if he's able to check himself off on the tracker. And it looks like he got it, okay. 3rd try for brocis, very good. Alright, so most of the remainder of World 7 is going to be the same. So we're going to have our P-Wing for 7F1. We're going to skip doing the bonus room where you would normally get the Tanuki suit, which was the dev intended way. We're just going to P-Wing it. And I do believe Stewie has one more P-Wing ready in the wings for 7.6, so he's just going to fly over that wall, and that'll be that. Alright, and as we're making our way over 7.6 wall, worth explaining what the next point is going to be in World 7, and it's going to be hammer time. So both of these runners are going to play 7.8, and they have to get the hammer suit that's in the bonus room of that particular level, and then use that hammer suit to kill Boom Boom and get through 7F2. Doesn't necessarily have to be a P-speed strat, you don't really have to do the Kobe snipe or anything. You just want to use those hammers just to knock him out. Yeah. Here we see Stewie making use of his tail strats, so considering the time that he's going to be coming out of that pipe, it's hard for him to tell what those Batuis are going to be to try and do. So he's going to want to be a little bit careful here, so yeah, he doesn't get sniped either by the ball or the leftward movement as he's making his way onto the platform, and he's fine. So we'll see, is Stewie going to play 7.9? Is he going to risk it for the biscuit and just cloud over? And here we see brocis making use of some very clean P-speed strats through 7.8, and he grabs that hammer suit very cleanly, very nice. But will he keep P-speed towards the end? Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Yeah, once you lose 2 arrows, it becomes very dubious. Oh, yeah, Stewie is going for 7.9. I'm guessing he doesn't want to risk the repercussion in case he ends up taking a lava bath in 7F2. So, I would imagine he wants to use the cloud in a more reliable way, which I would assume would be 8-2 in World 8. So brocis is going to be the first one into 7F2, and he's going to be using Star Strats just to P-speed through the rest of these Piranha plants until he makes his way to the basement. Ooh, we got a bit of a pipe rub, so he's going to have to take it a little more carefully as he gets to the end of this room. Meanwhile, we see Stewie coming out of 7-9. And brocis gets the hammer time point. Very nice on his end. Stewie opting not to go for the Star Strat. Oh, and he gets that same pipe rub. So yeah, he's going to lose P-speed as well, so he's not going to have an opportunity to use any P-speed strats in the basement. Unless he really went out of his way for it. Oh, okay, so he is. I didn't even see that that backup strat used before, so really impressive recovery from Stewie. So he had a very good 7F2 as well. So they're both going to get the hammer time. So we're going to be coming up on, yeah, they're going to box this this last Piranha plant, which would normally have a mushroom. And we're going to be on our second 2-minute auto-scroller. And then once we finish that, we'll be opening up World 8 with another 3 minutes of auto-scrollers between Tank 1 and the Navy. So if anybody has any more last-minute dad jokes, now's the time. Now you're just beating a dad horse. You gotta hand it to short people, because they can't reach it on their own. Oh my god, I turned my head for 2 seconds and I see Stewie getting the fire flower. I have no idea what even happened there. Alright, so we're gonna see a World 8 where we can see a juxtaposition between hammer strats and fire strats. Oh wait, never mind. Oh yeah, Stewie was able to pick up a hammer suit from the mushroom house after 7-8 as backup, so there's that. So, what do you call a medieval spy? Surveillance. Oh, we got Quake from Ludwig just now. Oh, you hate to see that. But yeah, like I said before, Stewie will have the opportunity to get another Fire Flower on the Navy if he decides to go that route. Otherwise, I do believe he still has that hammer suit in his inventory, so I doubt he's too concerned about that. But yeah, always rough when it does happen, nevertheless. So brocis is the first one on the tank, and he's pretty much stomping out everything that's in sight. You want to be a little bit careful about the way that you throw those hammers, because depending on the timing of when you kill some of those things, you also have some other cannons that are launching at the same time, so there's always that potential to generate a little bit of lag. And you know what happens when you have a lot of lag frames. Dropped inputs. So yeah. Usually, that's why I usually don't really worry about that too much. I just like to stay in the front row, just keep holding right, just jump whenever you need to, and then just let the enemies do their thing. And yeah, if you play your cards right, you won't have to really be in the way of anything. Oh. But to be fair, brocis is a bit more of a Chad than I am, because we see him going for some D-lag strats by bunking those two bombs together. Alright, so as we're making our way through Tank and Navy, I think now would be a good time to talk about these last coming points up on the final stretch of the run. So both of the runners are going to want to play two hands that are on the hand bridge. It doesn't matter if they voluntarily enter the level or if they get pulled in. And even if they RNG forces them to play all three hands, that's okay. But they do have to play a minimum of 2 levels and not take any deaths, and if they're able to satisfy that goal, that's going to be another point right there. And here we have AstroTibs with the raid. Welcome on in, everybody. Hope you had a good stream. So yeah, it's worth noting that, there is a bit of a time gap between these two runners because Stewie did opt to play 7-9, whereas brocis just clattered over and just went straight to 7F2. So we're going to be seeing Stewie catch up a bit more in time when he's clouding 8-2. He's going to want to play 8F because there is an incentive to get a point there by doing the frame perfect jump on the P-switch, otherwise known as the Yump. But for what it's worth, 8-2 is about a 20-second long level, so we'll see if that's going to be enough to finish the race. Stewie might decide that he just doesn't want to take the risk on the Yump anyway, and then just regain himself some 40 seconds instead, so... really curious what his strategy is going to be here. And here we have brocis going for the hammer kill on Boom Boom, getting him nice and clean. So we'll see what kind of luck we see on brocis' side as far as the hands go. Will he get the 99%? Will he get the last 2? Stay tuned. And of course, the 99%, we call it that for a reason. And it's usually one of the least fun to play with the hammer suit, just because it's a little bit scary just how close the bros can get to you as you're just trying to make your way through the level. And making my case right there, the Chungus bro just jumping as soon as he does. And 99% of the time, it doesn't work out pretty. Alright, so unfortunately, brocis getting the 2 longest of the 3 hand levels. Yeah, I think, if I remember correctly, hand 1 is about 16 seconds done optimally, whereas I think hand 3 is about 23. And hand 2, I think, is closer to like 15. Stewie, what are you doing? Stewie, please. What are you doing? Doing the swagman shuffle there. He's just verifying his card is legit. Okay, thank you for the clarification, Gungeon. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was clearly written in the rules that you could just manually enter the level if the hand doesn't pull you in. Because I mean, if you're doing that shuffle as he does, you're probably going to lose more time from that than just letting the hand grab you. Alright, so brocis is going to go for the Starless 8-1 strat. So if he's able to get the level card with a 289 or higher, that's going to be another point right there. And considering how clean his opening was, it looks like he's very well on target for that. With a 290, very good job. Alright, coming up next, 8-2. There's no points for that, but it is a very fun level to play with the hammer suit. So we're probably going to see him, just take that dip down. Oh, it looks like he tried to do it. Oh, no! Oh. Yeah, I think that brocis had a bit of a deer in headlights moments because, he wanted to do a turn back so that he can snipe out that Angry Sun with the hammer. And then I think that because things didn't go exactly as he expected. Yeah, his route, his jump was a little bit late on the note blocks and just wasn't able to navigate out of there in time. Okay, so it looks like Stewie's going to be taking the same route that he did in his race with Caddy. So he is indeed going to Cloud 8-2. And then he entered that pipe transition, so just in case, God forbid, he dies in 8F, he'll just go straight to the pipe rather than have to play 8-2. Ah, that death, no! We saw a bit of a rage pause on his side as well. You hate to see that. And with that being said, yeah, even though there was a divergence in path between 7-9 and the clouding and stuff like that, just that death alone was able to allow brocis to catch up. So yeah, he has in fact taken the lead right back, and looks like he's going to be on target to potentially win this race if he has a clean execution through the rest of the game. So it's really just Super Tank and Bowser's Castle that's in the way. So we'll see what happens. Alright, so we see two different approaches to the Super Tank from both of our runners. I know we saw brocis ride the cannonball to get to the overhead section to skip the first set of Rocky Wrenches, whereas we see Stewie just staying in the front, just sniping out all the Rocky Wrenches that are in his path. We in the community like to call this the Day 1 affiliate Alwagloob Super Tank Strat TM with a Vengeance. Did you get all that? Okay, so yeah, we're going to be wrapping up here, and right before we end this run, we're going to have one more point opportunity for both of our runners here in Bowser's Castle. Okay, so this final point, they're both going to take the elevator to the top, where you would normally, yeah, make your way to the donut elevator to go drop down to the stairs. And instead of taking the donut elevator, they're both going to attempt to skip it by clipping into the top area. Normally, you wouldn't do this in a typical Warpless run because it is technically a bit slower just because of how much time travels between as you're passing through this wall. But it is swaggy, and it is a safer approach when you're doing randomizer, since you don't necessarily trust what the rotodiscs are going to do. But yeah, with that being said, brocis was only able to get 2 attempts because he lost his donut and then just fell right in the pit. Stewie took all 3 of his attempts. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get it. And see, brocis bumping around a little bit on the statues, but is able to get his clean fire kill, or at least he's in a position to do so. Keeps his P speed, and he's pretty much out of here. So, ladies and gentlemen, get your GGs out for brocis. He's going to be winning both on time and on score in this race. Very well done to him. And yeah, unfortunately, we saw on Stewie's side, wasn't able to react to that in time, but yeah, Stewie had a bit of a rough time on the staircase right towards the top. It looks like he got nicked by that rotodisc, so he unfortunately lost his hammer suit. That's going to cost him another 40-second on the Bowser fight, so we're going to be having to rely on some cuddle strats and just let Bowser just break the floor and just finish him the dev intended way. So well done to brocis. We'll mark him off as clear, and then we'll see if we can get him in here for an interview. Alright, with that being said, get your GGs out for Stewie Cartman as well. Alright, very nicely done to both of our runners. So looking at our race time, the official times are going to be brocis in first place with a 56:54, and Stewie in second with a 57:56. All right, so we'll be getting them in here as soon as we can. All right, the invitations were set, so we'll see if we can get them in here. And we are joined in the commentary booth by our winner, both in time and on points. Congratulations, brocis. GG.
Hey, thank you for the GG, Steeks. That was a good race. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like you finished with an overall score of, what was it, 19 or 20? Yeah, very solid time. So I see that a lot of time, a lot of matches that a lot of the winning scores happen to be somewhere in the 20s. So it looks like the bar's more or less been set. So yeah, really solid performance from both of you altogether. It was such an exciting moment just to see you both getting door 3. It looks like you both had a very solid start to the run.
Oh, nice. Both got door 3. That's awesome.
There was nothing solid about my run. That was terrible.
Yeah, I know, I understand that there was a bit of some complications, especially towards the latter half of the run. Yeah, that was so
No, just
heartbreaking to see. Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
everything that could have gone wrong went wrong.
yeah. It looks like a lot of the rough moments started to happen around World 6, starting off with the yeah,
Well,
that
like,
boom boom floor kill.
what annoyed me was I was standing on Boom Boom, and the game just decides, no, you're in its hitbox, and we're gonna kill you.
Oh yeah, yeah. It looks like you were in
And
position for the floor kill. It looks like he was underneath the ground, but I think that he was a little too far left, and it looks like you tried to chase after him. So yeah, I think that because of that initial aggression, you just barely nicked them by a pixel. So that was really rough to see. I've been in that position before, so I totally understand.
it was like not only that, but like I got subpixeled in 1-2, so that already annoyed me.
Hmm.
And then 5-5, I don't know what happened there because that strat I do always works. And the game's just like, no, we're not going to give you arrows. And
Hmm.
then I drop an input in 5-7, so I can't get the star. And then I tried to go back and get the fire flower, and then I got hit, so that already set off a chain reaction. And
Yeah,
then,
it looked like you barely missed the special star in 5-7 by like a single frame. It was really close.
yeah, well, what else happened? Oh, and then I dropped an input in 6-8 that killed the 293, and just that just tilted me even more.
Oh yeah, that tile rub. Hmm.
And then, of course, on a run that doesn't matter at all, I get 7-1 first try. That just tilted me even more.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of that's kind of the nature of these Warpless points runs. I mean, we're taking on routing then strategies that we normally wouldn't do in our runs. So I guess in a way, it kind of takes us out of our comfort zone. So having to adapt to an unexpected situation or just like differences in routing just on the fly. That's yeah, it could kind of set off a domino effect. Like when one thing goes wrong, it kind of sets the tone for pretty much the remainder of the run. And
Yeah.
from what I could tell, a lot of that seems to be happening in the second half after a pretty strong start. So yeah, I could definitely see where the discouragement
Oh,
comes from.
no, there was one other thing that happened. So I've been going for Wacky Locky to try and get the 283. So
Uh-huh.
then I get it, and then I know I have it, so I just have to get the Super Swim, and my controller registers a left input instead of a down, and that's what that was.
Yeah, that's a pretty common problem with NES controllers in general with the D-pad. Like, there's a lot of sensitivity issues, especially with like the left, down, and right corner inputs. I know I've definitely had that situation happen when I was practicing the 2-2 slide, you know, while facing left. So if I'm holding down left diagonal, and if I'm not just holding straight down, then I'm just gonna run right into the Goomba on accident. So,
Another reason to ban keyboard. What? Who said that?
Keyboard. 2-2 slide is so tough. I had it halfway. I had a lot of speed, and then I just missed the what is it? The set of blocks after, say, the P switch jump,
yeah,
and
it looks
then
like both
into
of you had
those.
to kind of bail
Yeah,
pretty early.
yeah. I bailed pretty early, got out of there. But like my run, it was nice. It got off to the early start. Like I got early P speed, and then the clip with the shell to shell, and then I didn't get anything. The clips are so tough. Like I got no clips in that 2-1 really got me, and then even with that clip into the pipe in World 5, that rebuild is so tough. But other than that, I got all the executional stuff I wanted, except for World 3 ship. I was like small. Did I get hit twice going for that
You
one
did,
ups
yes.
thing? Yeah, I got hit twice, and then I was like, oh dear. I was like, don't die here. And then I kind of got out of that. It was nice. And then I just really like the only deathless point because like once you die, it's kind of just like you're good. Like
You got nothing more to lose. Like you already died once. Even if you die
yeah,
like two or three more times, it's like it's only a time loss.
I
It's not anything else.
I didn't
And
really want to use that
Yeah.
star. And what was it in World 6 when I used that star against the bro because I had to fight him early? I thought to myself, I'm like, oh, I could have just maybe been aggressive and just fought him because I'd already died anyways.
Well, that was the only reason why I went aggressive on the cloud fight. 'Cause I was like, I've already died, so I got nothing to lose here.
Yeah, I really like that point because in Mitch's tournament, it got away from. It was tough. Like if you died a bunch of times, it was a big points loss for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that both of you had some issues with death. Nobody got the deathless points. I think Brocis, your first one was in 4-1 because I know you went in small after the whole
Yeah.
situation. So
I,
yeah, you
I tried
tackled
to go
that blue
back
belt
for
a little
that
too
power up.
aggressively.
Yeah, then I
So-
tried to go back for the power up, and then the turtle shell came back at me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, like that's gonna happen."
Yeah, and then there was that situation with 8-2. Like I guess, kind of had a
Oh
deer in the
god,
headlights moment
yeah.
when you missed the angry sun, and then were a little late on the note block jumps.
The thing was, is I took the sands the first 2 times in my races, kind of like in tribute to Haxter. I'm pretty sure he took the sands in like the first season all the time or something like that. And I
Haxter,
should have, I
aka the
should have
Sands
just took the
Champions.
sands. Yeah, the sands champions. Yeah, I should have just took the sands again. But yeah, I did. I just like all of a sudden I was dying. I was like, oh yep, let's go to the sands. And
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. There was a bit of a divergence in routing towards the end. I know Stewie played 7-9 and then tried to do some clips before bailing. And then he ended up clouding 8-2. And then he used the transition pipe to pretty much just save his spot as a checkpoint. And that ended up being worthwhile because he had a bit of a lava bath incident trying to go for the early conveyor speed. And yeah.
Well, no, I think
I
missed the conveyor belt. That's what happened the first time.
Yeah, and by the time that happened, Stewie, you were actually like 10 seconds in the lead. So even if you even if you did like fire strats, I think that you still had a pretty decent chance at just finishing first if everything else went well.
yes.
But because of that death, Brocis was actually able to catch up and then steal the lead back. But yeah, as far as
it was close, and it's good that it was close late.
yeah, even in spite of the discrepancies with the routing, it ended up being very close on time. Like there were a lot of lead changes all throughout the run. And as far as the clipping goes, I think that you guys were pretty much 50-50 on terms of like, the points you were able to get rewarded, like between 7-1, 7-2, 2-1, and stuff like that. Some of you guys got it first try, and others had to bail, and then it was pretty much the other way around, and vice versa. So I think it kind of split 50-50 in that regard. And Gungeon Lover, thank you for reminding me in chat.
Well, hold on. I was just about to comment about that. So I know I can manually enter the hands. What I was doing there was I wanted to see how many 50-50s in a row I could win.
Oh, nice. You were just going for the nice.
And yeah, we were actually just saying how Swagman's living up to his reputation because GG Stewie on the first try with the pipe glitch and the twisty. I know that's kind of been your signature move in a couple situations, so
yeah,
that was really fun to see.
That point it's getting to me. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, there were just a lot of fun and exciting moments all throughout the run. So I would highly encourage you guys just to watch the playback if you have a chance. So I'll just open up the floor to you guys. If there was any other final closing thoughts.
Just
overall,
thanks to Gungeon again.
Yeah. Thank you, Gungeon.
Yeah, big shout outs to Gungeon for pretty much carrying the mantle. It's for the points tournament format. This is something that's been really enjoyed by a lot of the community, and it's been celebrated a lot. That I know that the Finnish side of the SMB3 community has kind of been doing their own thing over the past 3 or 4 years. So really glad to see Gungeon take some initiative with that, and a big thank you again to SpeedGaming for offering to host us. The matches have been a lot of fun to watch, and I'll be keeping a very close eye out on how the scores go as everything transpires. So. Yeah, well, definitely looking forward to seeing how the bracket shape up in the end. But I just want to just offer a reminder that we still have a lot more of races going on throughout the course of this week. So tomorrow, Sunday at noon Eastern, we have Sakali versus Disaster Caddy. So we have 2 Finnish runners, and later that afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern, we have Jepezu versus Darth Icarus, and Tuesday at noon, we have Spicy Chicken Spicy Boy versus Mondi. And on this February 26th, we have Mondi versus Jepezu. And March 1st, we have at 2 p.m. Mundi versus Ikaros. So definitely keep an eye out for that on the calendar. Any other matches that get scheduled anywhere between there. Things are always subject to change, especially in terms of time and availability. But thank you guys. Thank you both, brocis and Stewie, for a really fun match tonight. It's been a pleasure to commentate that, and thank you all.
All right, yeah, thank you. Yeah, GG. Yeah.
Yeah, GG's. I'm just annoyed by some of my gameplay. Like, it was just not up to par at all.
Yeah, I can totally sympathize, Stewie, and I'm really sorry about the way that things kind of happened. I know that didn't exactly go in your favor, but yeah, just worth reminding everybody that everybody's still in the group format, and each group has 4 runners, and this has been the second. So I do believe both of you still have to face Sakali in your group, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I faced Sakali already. I lost 22-14. You got 23, maybe 22.
Okay, so maybe it's Caddy that you have to face then.
No, I faced
Yeah,
Caddy as well. I beat him.
Oh, so you're pretty much done then.
Yeah, this was my last match. Yeah, hopefully not. I guess. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay,
so
yeah, well, thanks a lot, guys. Like I said, thanks for having me for the interview.
Yeah, our pleasure, brocis, and thank you for being here. So yeah, just as another reminder that everybody's going to be facing everybody once within their respective groups, and then the top 2 from each group are going to progress to the bracket phase of the tournament. So definitely looking forward to seeing how that shapes up. And yeah, it looks like the bar's been set. It looks like the average winning score for each of these points matches tends to be somewhere in the 20s, like 21, 22, 23, even 20. And yeah, the max score that you can get with this tournament format is 34. So we'll see who can come the closest to a perfect score. There's still a whole lot of gameplay to see. So hope everybody has a good night, and best wishes to you all. And we'll see you back at it again tomorrow. So thank you and goodbye.
Yep.